Brahma is in leaves, Vishnu in boughs, and God Shiva in flowers. The three gods thou obviously art plucking, whose service thou performest. The sculptor carves the stone and fashions it into an idol by placing his feet on its breast. If this stone god be true, then it should eat up the sculpture. The rice, pulse, semi liquid sweets, pancakes, and puddings, the enjoyer, the priest, enjoys these, and ashes are in the mouth of this idol. The lady gardener is mistaken, the world is mistaken, but I am not mistaken, Kabir says. By showering his benediction, Lord God, the King, has saved me. Asa, 12 years of man's life pass away in childhood, and another 20 years he has not performed any arduous service of the Lord. For 30 years more he does not worship God at all, and when old age comes, then he repents. His life passes away in saying, "This is mine and mine alone." The tank of his arm's power is dried up. With his hands he makes a fence around a dried up pool and puts a hedge around a reaped field. When the thief of old age comes, he quickly carries off what the fool had preserved as his own. The feet, head, and hand begin to tremble, and water flows copiously from the eyes. The right words do not come out from his tongue. Then, O man, thou hopest to practice pity. If the venerable Lord shows mercy, man imbibes love for him and obtains the profit of the God's name. By Guru's grace, he receives the wealth of the God which goes with him when he ultimately departs. Kabir says, "Listen, O saint, the man takes no other wealth with him. When the sovereign Lord's summon comes, he departs, leaving behind his wealth and palaces. Asa, to some the Lord has given satin and silk clothes, to some bedsteads woven with the cotton tapes. Some have not even a rotten patched coat, to some have a thatched hut. O my mind, do not indulge in envy and bickering. O my mind, you obtain these by constantly doing good deeds. The potter needs the same clay and color, the vessels in various forms. In some he sets pearls and strings of pearls, and to others he attaches filth. To the miser, God gave the wealth to preserve, but the blockhead calls it his own. When the death's mace falls on his head, in the moment everything is settled. God's slave is called the sublime devotee. He obeys God's order and obtains peace. Whatever pleases him he accepts as true, and Lord's will he abides within his mind. Kabir says, "Listen, O saints, false it is to indulge in egoism, breaking the bird's cage. The death takes away the bird of life. The loincloth and the string are snapped. Asa, I am a humble slave of thine, O God. Thy praise is pleasing into my mind. Supreme Lord, the primal being, the Lord of the humble, does not order oppression. O Qazi, it behoves not to talk before him. By keeping fast, saying prayers, and reading Kalma, Muslim oath, thou cannot go to paradise. The sheath of Kaaba is hidden in the mind if one were to realize it. The namaz is contemplation of justice. The knowledge of the inscrutable Lord is the Kalma. If by slaying the 5 desires thou spreadest the prayer mat, then shalt thou realize the real faith. Realizing God in thy heart, bear compassion, still thou thy ego and make it worthless. As thou deemest thyself, so deem thou others, and then alone shall thou become a partner in heaven. The clay is one, but it has assumed diverse forms. In all of them I have recognized the one Lord." Kabir says, "I have abandoned the paradise of your conception and attached my mind to the hell. Asa, from the city of mind sky, not even a drop rain now. Where has the music which was contained in it vanished?" Transcendent Lord, the Supreme God and the Master of Wealth, has taken away the great soul. O Father, whither has gone the soul which was living with the body and used to speak and danced in the consciousness and used to relate discourses? Where has gone the player of this instrument who had made this mansion as his own? No tale, word, or understanding are produced as Lord has drained the entire power. The ears, thy compassions, have gone deaf, and the power of thy organs is exhausted. Thine feet have failed, thy hands are loosened, and from thy mouth no word comes out. All the five enemies and thieves, passions, which wandered according to their own will, have grown weary. The mind elephant is tired, and worn out is the heart, the wire puller through whose power the body moved about. The man is dead, the bonds of the 10 gates are loosened, and he has left all his friends and brothers. Kabir says, he who meditates on the God snaps his bonds even while alive. Asa Iktuke fourth, none is more powerful than Mammon, the she serpent, which deceived even Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Beating and smiting all around, the she snake is now seated in the pure water. By Guru's grace, I have seen her who has bitten the three worlds. O brother, why callest thou Mammon a she snake? He who realizes the true Lord devours the she snake. No one is more trifling than Mammon. When she serpent is subdued, what can the king of death's courier do? The Mammon is created by him. By herself, what power or weakness can she have? If she abides with man, then his self abides in body. By Guru's grace, Kabir has easily swum across. Asa, what good expounding Simritis to a dog? What good singing God's praises to a reprobate? Remain thou completely absorbed in the Lord God's name. Do not mention it to reprobate even by mistake. Why should one feed a crow with camphor? Why feedest thou a viper on milk? By meeting the holy